Alright, so science in general sounds difficult to use. Hey, Matt.
I imagine Silk's payout is still pretty good. She has to be one of the better ones. Hmm.
Hey, all. Yeah, I'm not sure entirely what to do with science. Because, like, spam might work if they throw right away, but I can also see wanting to rip my hair out over that.
I think I'll throw those in for defense. Might cut them, but for now we'll do that. Ooh, Atuma's going to be much, much worse. So probably not that. Oh, I need to throw a relic on Shang. I thought I did that. Nice, Magnus. Glad to hear it. Good luck, Black Hole. Yeah, easy. I'm back. Whoops. Hmm. Haven't changed hers up yet. I will go do that. Starting with just 5 of each.
Hey, Pablo. Aiden.
I am definitely open to suggestions on this one. Wolf is probably going to struggle, but maybe not enough. It's still Wolf. Hmm.
Hey, Finn.
Hey, Kaitu. Would not bring Wolf. Hmm. If Hood was bigger, I would do that. I don't know, we can start there. Is anybody speaking to me? Negasonic might actually be pretty good. She's going to be on the slow side, but it might be enough in this meta. I don't know. We'll start here.
Yes, I know, and I called that out earlier, Aiden.
And Shang-Chi doesn't have a relic. But thank you. Hmm. Normally I say don't go critical damage. I'm gonna try that here. I thought about armor pen. I'll let somebody else test that. How many Titans do I have saved? 1 normal one and 3 Nexuses. Thanks, Frequency. We shall see. Honestly, I don't even know why I'm looking at this. No offense to our opponent. But if they play this whole one out, I'll be impressed and surprised. Main target? I tend to be pretty selfish with these crystals. I want Patriot. There are a lot of good targets. But he's the one I'm missing. Hey, Stig. Happy holidays. Morning, Ghost. This will be my first time playing it in a second here, Jaeger, so I'll let you know. Who did I design this last year? Serpent, Patriot, Deathless She-Hulk, the Black Panther rework, and Deathless Thanos was a busy year for me. Okay, they did back out. I'm not surprised. Scream, Spiral, and Red Hulk. Yeah, those make sense too. Thanks, Frequency. I wouldn't have an issue with it, Ghost. I was thinking about this last night. Like, the other thing I'd like to see is whatever store it makes sense in, it could maybe be something that costs, like, barely any Mysterium. I wish that the game had, like, plus 99 Sig Stones for 2 and 3 star for, like, 100 Mysterium, just available in stores. Like, that stuff is so worthless for the end game, but we don't even get a trickle of those stones anymore, and I want them. Even if, like, I don't do that stuff. I don't do 2-star challenges. That's not something I need to focus on. But I want the option. Yes, I was in Vancouver for 10 days, from a week before last Thursday to early Saturday morning. It was a good time.
Nice, Dig. Hope that works out well. Hmm. I haven't really tried leader on defense much. Let's keep the option. Yeah, definitely matters for duels. The 5-star stones, we do have a commitment that they'll show up somewhere else. But yeah, wish there were other things. That's an interesting one. Not a bad choice, just interesting. Yeah, those also have been confirmed. Those will be coming somewhere else easy. Just not sure when. Afternoon, Ernest. Whoops, forgot about that. Oh, that threw me off. My bad again. Okay, definitely need to adjust things for that fight because I know why I was getting the passive right away. It's because Mighty Charge means that he is immune right at the beginning, so I always get the passive. But I am not used to the parry stun always being too short for the last hit of the heavy, and that definitely requires an adjustment. I'm going to need to switch to actual combos when he's close to a bar. Mental note for the future. I think that's the first time I've used Onslaught since pulling him out of the selector a couple weeks ago, though. So, good boy. I'm glad, Stig. Wow. I wish this node just had like a permanent counterpunch icon on the opponent. It's so easy to forget. Yeah, it makes sense, Pablo. Hey, Harry. Welcome. Oh, and hi, Miss Sakura. Missed you saying hi up there. Thanks, Grizzly. I mean, that's not really a anything that touches economics like that, Ghost, I need to be really clear that's not a quality of life upgrade. I was scanning their roster and hadn't gotten to a non rank 3 yet, and they still quit out. What are you scared of? Makes me wonder if they're cheating. Maybe. My default assumption is that people do not know who I am, though. Maybe not for this alliance. I do recognize that tag, but hmm. It's not semantics. It is not semantics. Quality of life improvements are like I need to click through fewer screens to do the thing. Quality of life improvements do not extend to I would like my gotcha experience to be better. That is like core econ concerns. So no, not letting you have that. But what you're describing, Ghost, is basically the box gotcha that we are trying out for Banquet, right? So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I think the Banquet tickets are all done now, Magnus. As someone who missed some at the end myself. I don't know that I have the defenders I need for this one. Probably gonna have to make some stuff happen. The short version is because that's not how anything in development works, Viraj. But I'll get to that in a minute. Take care, Aiden. Neither, Miss Akre, but that hasn't been announced. That worked. Definitely one of the higher scores I've gotten in a while. I know we were punching down. Patriot for me, Steven. I think they meant other than Thanos, Pablo. That shouldn't really be a conversation. Corvus is available as a 7-star. How did that get approved? Limited release, and we made money off of it, is the short answer. Right, I don't know why I tried that. Alright, come here. Thank you, Amora. Did not mean to do that. Definitely did not mean to hit twice into that. Come here. I don't know why I did that and lost a bunch of health right at the end for no reason. Come on. I don't know why my capture card's being weird either. Like, I don't think it's the connection, because it's coming right back and I'm not doing anything. That's kind of up to you, Harry. I don't think I can answer that. I am trying to make it more worth it. Like there, I put out a couple members only videos. I've been making a habit of basically anytime I'm not posting something right on an embargo, I put it up for at least a few hours early, like just for members before the wider release. I don't know. You'd have to ask some of the members. They are highlighted in chat. Um, I appreciate everyone, but I don't think I'm the person who can fully make that call, if that makes any sense. Nah, because war still exists in 2024 Massacre. Corvus still has value. If you heavy counter her heavy, can it not miss? No, because the tracking itself requires that first hit to land. Patriot for me, Amjad. Why do some heavy chaining champs push themselves out of range when chaining the opponent in the corner? For most of them, the answer is that simply like they weren't particularly built to chain heavies in the corner. That is very often something that players like see they can do once, and then they go, "Oh, cool! That is how this character works now." It's almost never how the character was actually built. And because it's almost never how the character was actually built, it's also like almost never a part of the back and forth with art. And if you're not looking for that and talking to art specifically about it, then you're not going to run into it. And so then it goes out, and like in testing, people only ever use 2 or 3 heavies in the corner, and then the players go, "Why is this not reliable when this was clearly the only thing this character was meant to do?" And the answer is just that it wasn't. Thank you so much for the super chat, Shippy. I appreciate it. Sorry, I was just double checking on something to make sure I actually can stay long enough to open. So, I know there was another question earlier about like if Thanos is ready, why not just release now? And there's a lot going on there, but like zooming out a little bit from a game development standpoint, the most important thing is to remember that there are multiple teams involved with any given character. For Thanks so much for being a member, Harry. I do really appreciate it, and I hope you find it's worth it. There are a couple members only videos right now. I'm gonna try and do at least one a month going forward. What was I saying? So there are different teams that need to work on character releases. Often, like that's art, character design, balance design, QA are the obvious ones, right? But then there's also live ops and econ for like how do these characters actually come out? Often the live ops job isn't that complicated because a standard release character has their crystals, their pre-release bundles, their arena. It's like the normal stuff, right? For something like the Deathless, that gets more complicated. You know it's going to be in pieces, you know it's going to be attached to content, but a year ahead of time, you don't necessarily know which content it's going to be attached to, right? Or exactly how you're going to source the pieces. And so where I'm going with this is that the Deathless program was spec'd out for my team, the character design team, over a year ago, like last September or October or something. And back then it was decided, all right, the character design team will be able to fit in one more champion like every 3 months, culminating with Thanos. And it was decided then that we weren't going to have art support. So like that's why Vision doesn't have a phase effect. That's why Thanos didn't get more like updates and polish on his special 2, etc. King Groot's Red Fire was done purely out of the kindness of the art team's heart, above and beyond. We do not ask them for those. But where I'm going with this is that like our teams decided that was going to be the schedule a long time ago because that's what we could do. Then the live ops team later came up with what they were going to source where, right? And so that's why She-Hulk was, quote, ready so early, because everything about my process for her said she's shipping in October because she needs to be ready in October. But Live Ops decided ultimately that actually that last piece of hers makes a really good fit for the banquet, and we don't really have any content that justifies the 4th piece. before the Karina's challenges, which also makes sense in December. And so she effectively was a December champion, even though I had to be ready in October in case Live Ops wanted all 5 pieces by then. Right? Same basic idea for Thanos, where we weren't exactly sure how we were going to make him available to players. And so the safe bet was for me to be done in December. Then other things happened, and we ultimately landed on okay, the Karina's challenges are happening in December. Thanos' actual release will be in January. That's how we're going to split that stuff up. The thing, though, is that, like, I've talked about this a bit before, but often when we lock things down, right? When we decide a build is done, that's like 6 weeks before release. And so I was done with everything for Thanos. I had, like, requested all of his translations, put all of his strings into the game, versioned all of his code for December when we fully decided that we were going to release him in January. At that point, I might have been able to go and change all those things so that he wasn't in game until January. But if I had done that, then that's more time for him to potentially leak, especially if I mess anything up in that process, right? Like, worst case is I try to strip Thanos out, and then you get, like, a buggy half version of his kit in game without all of the context because I missed something. Absolutely not. But the other thing that we would lose then is if we strip it out of this build, then the CCP can't play with it and make content and get that ready, right? So, I don't know. I rambled for a bit there, but hopefully that's interesting. Okay, y'all really need to stop asking why Thanos doesn't have death immunity. You're being way too literal. I'm not going to ship 2 cosmics in a row with death immunity. Thanos heals and has 100% protection. He has enough anti-death stuff. Expand your minds a bit. I wish you exactly as many Rintras as you want, easy, and no more. Yeah, okay, I hear you on that, Misakrik. I'm not used to people meaning that kind of nuance with quite, but yeah, that's fair enough. I feel like I should be scared of this. And it's one of their bigger champions, so I might as well. Um, what exactly do you mean, Cashew? Do you mean if you finish Hyperion's heavy, he's out of distance, or if you, like, cancel after the first hit, he's out of distance? I haven't drafted Odin yet, but I do want to play with that. Deathless Thanos is hashtag 2024, yes, because that's the default of when we build a champion for a specific version, we just give them that tag. Excuse me. To a certain extent, frequency, to be to be mostly transparent there. um, it's clocking my options. We should probably grab Kate for Destroyer. The way that kind of thing usually works is that the art team has specific metrics, but they just kind of use their standard metrics unless we ask for something in particular, right? Like Kabam Honeydew asked for extra heavy reach on Shothra. Um, what is it? I asked for the ability to heavy cancel specifically for someone I can't remember right now.
That's fine. I was way too late on that.
But like we can make specific requests, but often we just kind of talk together about like the visuals we want, and then they use their standard metrics as far as like reach and translation and that kind of thing. And then we see how it feels in playtesting, and if we get back to them soon enough in playtesting, then they can action on it. Wong was also built by Honeydew. And I agree, Wong is a very, very strong champion. Um, Honeydew said that Shothrop was their attempt at Battlegrounds viable Wong, and I think you can definitely see that. Hey, Will, how's it going? See you play on an iPad. I've been having a screen flickering problem when starting a Q and a W. Have I seen that also? I have not seen that, at least not yet. Just want one cow. Am okay with two. Very fair. First hit of heavy into special with Hyperion whiffs. Okay, that's new. Um, yeah. We know that the whiffing thing is a problem. We thought we caught a lot of it with 60 frames per second, but ultimately it just seems that the to give as little insight as possible while hopefully still offering some. Basically, in our game, hits don't really have a set duration, and so if all of a sudden the resolution for what defines a collision between two characters is doubled, then some of those hits aren't going to line up. And like they are getting fixed kind of one at a time as we go. But we are also investigating what's the word? Some additional potential fixes for that kind of thing. Um as just more of a that's the word, as a more systemic fix. Morning, Jethro. I'm glad you're enjoying that. It was a weird video to build. Why did I do this?
I should have just put Photon down. I don't know that I have updated to iOS 18.2, but that's good repro info. That's fine. Gotta try it somehow or someday. Bad. Very bad. a very good thing that class advantage doesn't occur at or that slow doesn't work at class disadvantage, or that would have worked better than it should have for me. Yep, there's our problem.
That's fine. That was a throw round if there's ever been a throw round. Yes, Honeydew is the one that did Spider Punk. She is very good. Hey, Odie, how's it going? The idols are definitely going to be different. I can't speak to more than that at the moment, but don't expect the idol process to be the same as the deathless one. Hey, Tyler, welcome. I do not use the power burn pre-fight because if you use any of Gilly's pre-fights, her power drain becomes worse. Excuse me. Hey, wait, how's it going?
Dust is a little different because that one, she was aimed at Korg.
And so I remember personally bringing up during the like early planning process for her that her having a decent reach on the first two lights would be useful, and so I think that one was actually requested, but specifically for like punishing Korg, not necessarily for light intercepts. Not just off the cuff, Ghost, because that is one of the problems with our game is that our player base is relatively allergic to any kind of balance passes, and so we don't do anything lightly. And changing somebody's sig like that is definitely not a bug fix, so isn't likely to just happen. Wow, frequency, that's insane. I'm glad I didn't run into that. Kind of depends, wait. Um, Usually just because of the way work schedules come together, it's usually a different designer. There's also the fact that for some of our reworks more often than not are for older characters, and so there's a decent chance that designer is just no longer at the company. Who created Vox? Kabam Mimic. It was more DPS, Jack-o'-lantern, or Prowler. It's going to depend a bit on who you're facing. That depends, Tyler. Are you planning on heading in? Are you planning on using Wiccan for the Karina's Challengers Necro Challenge? Reworks and rebalances are different things, though. Wait. Reworks are more likely to be done by character designers. Rebalances are usually balance designers, which are then never the original developers. Oh, fun, Finn. Yeah, we'll take a look at them.
To a point, Ghost, like, Mystic Dispersion still exists and compensates for that. It's definitely not my favorite thing about She-Hulk, but I don't know. I feel like as far as your question, like making the Furies longer, that's not necessarily the change I would make. But it feels kind of silly for me to talk about what I would change about She-Hulk because I built a She-Hulk. You can kind of see where I went there. Super fun, Finn. Because that one actually would be my fault, unfortunately. I thought that at least used to work. So if so, when did it break? I mean, you just answered your own question, Swarley. It's similar to that. No problem, mate. I mean, kind of Swarley, but like, look, I didn't make the decision. Like, Vox was never going to be a particularly good defender. Whoops. Oh, you jerk. Oh, there's the bleed, huh? Yeah, it's fine. Weird, Finn. Okay. Probably messed something up with the tracking. That was very weird. 100% my fault. Lord, that was overkill. That is indeed Dazzler. New Titan is out. Alright, let me go take a look. Well, sorry. After one more fight. It would be nice for me to actually win this one. I'm assuming they go Enchantress, in which case Prowler's probably our best bet. I mean, we're putting down Maw one way or another. I do need to remember to draft Onslaught more aggressively, though, thanks to Mighty Charge. Saying that out loud. Yeah, Dazzler Special 1 into Special 2, for sure. The Enchantress experience. Literally 5 in a row. Ouch. No way around that one, unfortunately. My bad. I should have just thrown the Special 2 into the Abjuration. It wouldn't have done as much damage, but it would have been worth it, and the fight would have gone much better. I'm glad Moss still did his job, but noting that one for the future. Alright. They had a good Maw counter. Don't sad hell of me. That was yours to lose. Did it already refresh or no? Okay, I have to restart the app. 1 second. Hey, Kurd. Yeah, I'm doing well. No, Ghost, it doesn't go negative. Spritz, spritz.
Nice, Snoops. Scream is great. Morning, Sim. Alright. Titan first, regular one. I guess that's Jack-o'-lantern. Okay, cool. New. I grab this real quick. Saw that earlier. That's good. Alright. Okay, not taking the Enchantress Awakening because I have 2 gems for her. So, Rintra. Ooh, that Leader Awakening is tempting. Technically, I could use one of the gems on him, too. So I should probably take Superior Iron Man, because he is very good. Leader's also already rank 3. This one is tough for me, because, like, Superior Iron Man's good, but he's also relatively blunt. And I have Cosmics that I know I'm taking up soon. I think I'm gonna take Leader. I've really wanted his Sig. Okay. For those of you who didn't watch my Cyber opening, I opened 3 Titans then, and it was 2 Shothra dupes and a Black Widow Deadly Origin, so this is really funny. I'm checking Black Widow's Sig to remind myself what it even does. Okay, Sabotage gets stronger, Sabotage gets longer, Sabotage debuffs pause while landing hits. That's kind of important because otherwise they don't really exist, but also her Sabotage isn't huge in the first place. Yeah, it's only 20%. So I need to ask myself, do I want Rintra duped? Which makes him more annoying as a defender, but arguably a little bit worse as an attacker. Or do I just basically take what's prestige Sigs for Shothra? I think I take the cow. And just accept that he'll be more defense leaning. Oh, easy. Alright, we'll give it a go. What a weird opening. And then we got a ways to go before our next one. Cool, and I don't think I have anything else to open.
That was weird. Yeah, Titan Nexuses was Cyber Week. Hey, Xeno. Red Hulk and Enchantress too. Nice, Con. Congrats, Easy. Would I take Hood or Jack? I would take Hood. I like Hood a lot. Why is Man Thing in 7-star basic? Because things roll over. Just look at how much that comes up. Man Thing is now in the basic, Harry. Yeah. They added that whole pool. Hitmonkey is insane, Steven. Like absolutely insane. If you if you don't care about Battlegrounds, then Hitmonkey is fun and you just have to accept that some percentage of the time you're going to get hit and die quickly. If you care about Battlegrounds, Hitmonkey is maybe the best champion in this crystal. Or like in this new batch. He's definitely the best attacker. Learn how to use him, and he's just gonna carve through things. I've given up on worrying about my Elder's Marks overloading because I just don't play enough in a season for it to matter. And I probably never will. Rank 3 cow right now. I do have the resources, don't I? 1 second. Gotta do the 1-star arenas. I will. I did a bit the other day. Oh no, wait, I used my generic. Yeah, I used my generic. Okay, so I'll have to let that build for a bit, because at minimum I need a few more Mystic Catalysts. Who did I use my generic on? Oh, that must have been Dazzler. Okay, yeah, no regrets there.
Will the cow crit? About 1/6 of the time now. Actually, let's double check that because yeah, because that's 316 plus 135. Yep, calculator's coming out. And if I remember correctly, the mastery precision is 425? Yes. Okay, so total crit rating is 876 to the stat focus calculator. Or to the stat calculator. 876. Challenge rating for a rank 3 7-star is 220. So that means that Rintra at rank 2, punching up. I guess I shouldn't be checking punching up. Alright, it doesn't really matter. That moved it 0.4%. But Rintra will crit roughly 1/4 of the time against 7 stars. And then let's see if it makes a meaningful difference if we drop that down to a 6-star. Yes, it goes up to 28% against 6 stars. So yeah, the cow will crit sometimes. Nice, Gashu. Yeah, Steven, I would take him up to rank 3 unduped. A lot of people like him better for offense unduped, and so I would probably not use a gem on it. I know a couple people who have awakened their 6-star Rintras and wish they could take it back. You can make that call later if you feel like you're missing the power gain on offense, or if you want to make him like better on defense and you find yourself never using him on offense. But for now, I would leave it. Yeah. Rintra will still be subject to crit resistance, so I would not expect a crit against Serpent. Nor would it matter all that much, because Serpent reduces crit pen. Nice, Eddie. All right, I'm going to drop out. I've got some meetings to go to, but thank you everybody for hanging out. And I will talk to you soon. I will definitely stream some more this week. I'm just thinking somewhere in here I need to also finish editing my Deadpool and Sentinel spotlights, because those need to come up before too long. But take care, everybody, and have a good one.